Welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am Stevie B. I am here on Next Island. I'm actually about to head out into the galaxy to make some videos on other planets, including Monria, Tulun, DSEC 9, Cyrene, even Cali. But before I head out, I want to take a look at one or two more things here on the new Carnival Island on Next Island. So I'm at the Dionysus doorway, and if you will notice right behind me, we have the Hero's Folly. So I want to check this out while I've got you guys with me and tell you a little bit about why I think this is probably one of the more interesting areas that they have on this new Carnival Island. So Hero's Folly is actually an instance, and we're going to go talk to the NPC to see if we can get in. I don't have the tickets that we will need on me, so we'll have to actually go into it in a future video. Welcome to the dark side of the the building. There's a special place you can find if you touch the skeleton behind me. It will cost you 5 silver tickets to enter if you want to try it. Be advised that it's only PvP down there, and as well, only first person view. Good luck. Sounds interesting. So, if we have the 5 silver tickets, which I don't have, I can touch the skeleton here, right here, and I will be taken to the Hero's Folly. Now, he did mention two things. Number one, it's first-person view only. So, if you're not used to first-person view, then it's going to be a problem, because you'd have to run around like this. But the reason they do that is if you look at it, this is much more reminiscent of games like Call of Duty than Entropia. And it is a PvP area. I'm assuming when they say it's a PvP area, they mean PvP lootable. I cannot verify that 100% for sure, but I am pretty positive that's what they mean. Could be wrong, could just be PvP non-lootable. However, I'm pretty sure they mean PvP lootable. So, Hero's Folly is important because it's not just a PvP area. There are mutated creatures down there. There are mutated creatures that you can hunt. Now, obviously, they have loot, but what else do they have? Codex, correct. So, if we can get into Hero's Folly, and these mutated creatures have Codex that does not apply to regular Codex, but it is Codex that is unique to the mutated creatures, then that could be a great opportunity for us to get even more skills. Whether you're using your Codex to raise your defense skills, whether you're using your Codex to raise your looter skills and your looter professions, whatever your reason may be, if indeed the Codex works as I think it does, and you are able to get additional Codex not related to your regular Codex, that is a huge, huge, huge opportunity. Now, the questions that I currently have about the Hero's Folly instance, and see, this is why it's so much harder. If I'm in third-person view, this is really not that difficult. I can kind of run all over. Third-person view is what I usually play in. So, is it super hard? No, it's actually fairly easy. And I'm not the most coordinated of people, but it's a lot easier for me than first person. So first person view I'm really not as familiar with, and it just makes everything more difficult, which, especially in a PvP environment, is not necessarily a good thing for me. Like, just getting up the stairs is kind of giving me trouble. Now, I'm sure there's some players that are very, very familiar with first person view that may say it actually makes it easier, which after you get the hang of it, I'm sure it does. That's usually how things work. So, my questions about the Hero's Folly at this point are A, what creatures are in there, and do they have a different loot pool than we would expect? Is it a good loot pool? Is it a loot pool that makes them worth hunting? That's the big question. Number 2, is it PvP lootable or non-lootable? I do not yet know. And big question number 3 is, do they have their own Codex, or does it apply the mutated creatures version of Codex to the regular Codex for that creature? I don't know that either. And depending on those 3 questions, Hero's Folly can either be a great instance, or it can be a complete waste of 5 silver tickets. The other thing I do not yet know is how long can you stay in the instance once you go in? Are you only allowed to stay in there until you die? in which case you have to automatically come out and go get another 5 silver tickets to get back in? Or is it timed? Can you only go in for X number of hours and then you're automatically kicked out? What if you're in the middle of hunting a creature when your timer burns down? Stuff like that. So there's obviously some exploring that needs to be done. I don't know if there are great opportunities or no opportunities in Heroes Folly, but it seems like they put some real thought into it. It seems like this isn't something they just threw together willy-nilly, like, hey, we need a PvP area, or hey, we need, an area with mutated creatures, something to actually hunt in this Carnival Island. So it seems like they've really put a lot of thought into it, and I'm really excited to see what the development team does with it. If you've been inside Heroes Folly and you have some of this information, whether the mutated creatures have their own codex or not, what kind of loot they drop, what kind of creatures are in there, is it timed, is it lootable or non-lootable? When you get killed, does it automatically kick you out and you have to have 5 more tickets to get in? If you have any of that information, throw it in the comments below, because I'm sure many of the people watching would like to know, and I just don't have the information yet. While we're here, we're going to check out Katya. Oh, hi there. You were either way too early or too late. Crap. And the mission is called Nope. So it's called Nope. Oh, hi there. You were either way too early or too late. That's it. So, looking at this, she's got an axe in her head. But it looks like that is actually a wig. It looks almost like that would be something that if they wanted to make an item out of it, that you could wear. She's got some cool contacts, a shirt that says I am alive. We've got some pumpkins everywhere, including a little para robot, like a little pumpkin Kara. That's kind of cute. And we've got some stuff on the walls and some pumpkins all around, and Halloween is right around the corner. So I would not be surprised if when it says you are way too early or way too late, we're probably a little bit too early with this being September. I have a feeling this has something to do with Halloween that's coming up and with Heroes Folly. So Heroes Folly may have something very, very special, very, very particular that only happens around Halloween. We will have to wait and see. So if you have more information about Heroes Folly, excuse me guys, like I said, go ahead and throw it in the comments below. I'm curious because there's a flower I thought for Heroes Folly. Nope. So I guess you just use the one for the doorway itself to get here. It doesn't need its own flower because it's right here. So if you have information, throw it in the comments. I will try and get some tickets made when I get back to Cali. And then whenever I come back to Next Island, I will try and actually use some of those tickets to get into some of these places. But for now, it's one of those things that if you're looking for an opportunity on Next Island, if you're looking for an opportunity with the new content, this well may be one of them. Especially whenever that Halloween-related mission opens up. That seems very, very promising. So we'll leave it there for now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know what to do, because why? Because there's always a hater hitting the dislike button. Always, always, always. Head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. And we will be back with more content for you later this week. Sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest.